Yeah, good day everyone. You're welcome to my channel. Yes, I'm here to talk about Sylvester Oromoni, the 12-year-old boy who lost his life to some bullies in boarding school at Dowen College, Lagos. It's so unfortunate that this has, taken another life. Yes, I mean bullying has taken another life. Yeah, because I think bullying has been recurring for many years back. I'm a product of a boarding school. I was a boarding student at Federal Government Girls College at Bloma, Port Harcourt of River State in Nigeria. Yeah, so I can really say I saw bullying firsthand. I saw bullying firsthand because yeah, we had our fair share of such, having lived through being junior students to senior students, and this has been recurring over time. I remember back in secondary school, um I think it was when we were in SS1, we also lost a student, Karen. I can't remember her surname right now. We lost a student back then to this act of bullying, but I know my school took it up at the time. Though we don't know what later happened after she left the school, but the bully, or the person who bullied, was actually expelled from school. One Sheila, I can't remember her surname now, but yeah, she was our senior at the time. I think she was in SS3 at the time. We were in SS1. She made this Karen girl, who supposedly was a sickler, go through some extreme conditions of being out in the cold, laying on the cold bathroom floor with water all over. And unfortunately, this girl became ill like later in the night. By morning, they rushed her to the hospital. Before the end of that day, she was gone. Yeah, because growing up now and understanding what I now know, she must have gone through a crisis that she didn't survive from. This has been recurring over time. For people who have been, products of boarding schools, many were victims. I myself was a victim of bullying over time. Over time. To God be the glory. My fellow schoolmates can attest to that. I was a senior prefect during my own set, and I stood my ground. I stood my ground and I said no to bullying. To the glory of God, my fellow prefects and mates also, for some who really understood what that was about, they supported me in making sure that we stuck to it. We ensured that our set wasn't known for bullying. Our set was not known for bullying, and until from what I understand, some other younger ones or the younger students at the time, at least for some who I was still in touch with after I left, always made it known to me that yeah, my set was really, it was just something that they kept referring to over time. So I won't say it's something I've always found, that it's something that I don't feel comfortable with, because I know how it feels. I know how it feels. Now, coming back to Sylvester Oromoni, it's so sad. It's so sad. And the fact that even the government, I don't hear anybody saying anything about it. Like the Lagos state government, I felt by now should have at least made a speech. Sylvester Oromoni was a student in your state, for crying out loud. He was a student. He was alive to be protected. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm not here to blame the parents, because I can imagine at the time they took him from the school, they still made him go through a journey, went back to Warri, tried to put him in the hospital or stuff, or I don't get it. But I don't know the time that must have lapsed between the time they took him there and now the video clips we kept seeing. I just saw him laying on a bed. Like, I'm wondering, was there medical treatment at any time? Was he in a hospital? What efforts were made towards saving his life, or at least diagnosing what that was wrong with him? He was fed with a substance. I could see his lips eroded. I could see his lips had peeled off. Like, for crying out loud, he was fed with a substance. Now, come think of it, was there any medical diagnosis at any time? What treatment was given? Well, I don't have answers to all that, but at the long run of this whole thing, Sylvester died. For what exactly? Now, the people who did this, the senior students who caused whatever thing that may have led to the death of Sylvester Oromoni, what has been done so far to them? I saw a clip yesterday where a certain police officer was saying something about them being in custody and whatnot. My dear, I'm a Nigerian. Yeah, I don't live in Nigeria presently, But I'm a Nigerian and I know what happens in Nigeria. For crying out loud, how sure are we that these students are actually in police custody? If they are in police custody, this has become a public matter. At least the public has to be addressed on this as well. Let's know what's going on. What measures are being taken to ensure that other people in other schools, because this is not just about Dowen College, it's been a recurring thing, like I said. It's been a recurring incident. It's just that some schools just keep silent about it. It's not, I'm sure if nothing is being done, there will be other Sylvesters out there. Some months back, we listened to Don Davis' mother raving on the internet about her son, and so many people called her out for no just cause. So many people were against her. Oh, madam, go. In fact, they left the matter of discourse and started attacking her own personal life. This is something we get for people coming out to speak out their issues in Nigeria. And I feel time has come for all this to stop. Time has come for this to stop. The earlier we realize that this is not just the best, you know, the better for each and every one of us. Today is Sylvester. Tomorrow, who knows whose child it will be, whose brother it will be, whose son it will be, whose daughter it will be. This has got to stop. And for those bullies, the students who bullied this boy, and from what I understand, this has been a recurring thing, even in the Dowen College. For those people, were they born bullies? No. It must have stemmed from somewhere. Who are their parents? What kind of neighborhood do they live in? These are things we need to be sure of. We need to really understand, like, for crying out loud, where are they coming from? Who are the people behind them? What kind of families do they come out from? These are damaged things or damaged properties already, who will be thrown out there in the society to become a bigger menace tomorrow. Oh my God, so unfortunate. I wish Sylvester was just laying there on the hospital bed at this time that we're discussing all this. But unfortunately, he is gone. Another soul gone. It made me remember Karen. For those of us, for some of my schoolmates from FGGC Abloma, I'm sure you can recall. Karen, she was in SS1 with us. In fact, she used to sit just before me in class. It was so sad, the fact that they carried her out of school that day and she never came back. That stuck to my memory. Yeah, over time, I've always wondered what later became of Sheila, the girl who led to her death, who caused her death. What later became of her? I don't know. I don't have answers to. The only thing I know is just that, yeah, the school stood their ground and made sure she was expelled. I remember then she was an Abuja girl. You know, her parents lived in Abuja. They had to come down because of her, because the matter was really, like, it was a big thing at the time. So I guess it's about time we put a stop to all this. There are so many things happening in Nigeria that shouldn't happen. There are so many things happening that should not happen. Don't we have a government? Don't we have people representing different parts of the country out there in both the state assemblies and the National Assembly? People have got to speak up. Let's not keep silent. Dowen School is trying to protect themselves. Dowen, whatever their name is, they are trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect the parents of whoever those children are. Or they're also trying to protect those children. If not, why would they come out to say that he was playing football? What kind of football playing would make such a boy come down with whatever kind of injuries they were that were not even allowing him to move? I couldn't stand the sight of that boy writhing in pains. This is too much to bear. I'm a mother myself, and of course, I won't close my eyes to such or anything of that kind of, you know, magnitude happening to any of my children. Talk less of having to now lose one. God forbid. This is so sad. This is so sad. This is a call for people to wake up, please. Yeah, some people are saying, oh, don't send your child to a boarding school. Don't do this, don't do that. But I don't see any crime in sending a child to boarding school. But the only crime I see there is the kind of schools whereby, you know, things are not put in. At least there's technology in recent times, you know, in the present day world. In our times when we're in secondary school or in high school, there were, I'm sure, of course, those things were not in existence at the time. We couldn't have had CCTV cameras in our hostels or in our rooms. But these days, it's possible to have such. For such a school of such a standard, not having like a CCTV camera to show us exactly what went on within the time, At least to also have had maybe a housemaster or whoever attached to whatever hostels. I don't know. I don't know. These days, people just, yeah, I know back, Nigeria, we're all about how much is your child's fees. I guess the higher, the better. The amount you're paying. But sometimes, parents, please, let's put our eyes down to when you're sending your child to a school, try to find out what happens with him. Like, for crying out loud, when you send a child to a boarding school of such a magnitude or standard or something, you should be able to find out, like, in his room, what measures are there to ensure his own protection, his own security. What measures are there to ensure that he is safe. After paying the millions that we are hearing of, Dowen College couldn't even have like a CCTV camera in these rooms. That is so sad. Then what are the parents paying for? You're just taking money from parents and not instituting things to ensure the safety of their children. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. Oh, I could go on and on. But then, Sylvester, it's so sad. May your soul rest in perfect peace. Please, let us continue to voice out and to ensure that justice comes for Sylvester Oromoni. That justice is gotten for Sylvester Oromoni. Please, the parents, the family, I can't even imagine the kind of pain they're going through. I can't imagine the pain they're going through. But let's continue to speak up, believing that very soon, by the special grace of God, justice will surely be gotten for Sylvester Oromoni. Thank you, and thank you once again. Bye.